So this video will be my spoiler review for Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. So if you enjoyed this video today, feel free to like and subscribe for future Marvel content. Again, this is a spoiler review, so spoiler warning for the events that happen in Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. So overall, I would give this movie at least a 9 out of 10. Right now, it's my second favorite Spider-Man movie, but it could easily become my number one and beat No Way Home, which is my current number one. But I do need to watch Across the Spider-Verse again to truly think about how I feel about it in comparison to No Way Home. Just the way that they take everything that made the first Into the Spider-Verse good and just made it way better is honestly something that should be studied, because like this movie was just visually amazing. Like everything about this movie was just done so incredibly well. It's definitely an achievement in animation. The development of Spot as a villain was great to see, where he starts off as a not serious threat, but then becomes very serious very quickly, with him being a multiversal level threat. By the time he gets to the Collider in Spider-Man India's universe, I thought that was really good character development for Spot. And also his reasoning behind it and the way it ties into the canon events and stuff. Like, I like how they tied that all together. Every single spider person that is in this movie is so incredibly well written. It's insane. From not only Miles Morales, but the time they also dedicated to Spider-Gwen and then Spider-Man 2099 and Jessica Drew. Just everybody was great. I would say my only Spider-Man that I have a very slight beef with would probably be the Scarlet Spider, Ben Reilly, because I feel like they could have done more with his character, but he ended up only really feeling like comic relief at that point. And then speaking on the whole premise of canon events happening to ensure the stability of the various Spider universes seems to be a reoccurring concept with Spider-Man, like how in No Way Home, Doctor Strange talks about how it was the villain's destinies to die against Spider-Man, and with that being said, it was a very Spider-Man thing to do for Miles to try to defy that and find another way to save his dad while ensuring that he can also keep his and other universes safe. So it'll be a really interesting thing to see how it plays out in that regard. In a lot of ways, it mirrors the way No Way Home played out as well, because Tom Holland's Peter Parker Spider-Man went against Doctor Strange to try to defy the destiny that the villains were going to face, how they were all supposedly supposed to die fighting their various Spider-Mans, and Tom Holland went against that narrative. So that was almost Tom Holland going against those own canon events from those Spider-Verses. So of course, you know, there's the other curveball that they threw at us with at the end, with how Miles ends up back in the universe that the radioactive spider that bit him was originally from, Earth 42, where there is no Spider-Man that exists anymore, because the spider that was meant to bite the Peter Parker of that universe, or the Spider-Man of that universe, Spider-Person, got transported by Kingpin's Collider from the first movie and bit Miles instead, which also explains the glitching of the spider in the first movie. So now that we see this universe, and we see that this universe's version of Miles is the Prowler, and they have this the main Miles captured, so it'll be real interesting to see how they continue the story going forward, and whether or not this evil Miles will try to masquerade as the Miles we already know back in his home universe, or maybe he'll try to masquerade as this Miles towards the other Spider people, and we'll see what his kind of intentions will be going forward as well. But like I said, everything about this movie was fantastic. Overall, at least a 9 out of 10, with the potential to be the best Spider-Man movie of all time, and depending on how Beyond the Spider-Verse plays out, the potential to be the best comic book movie trilogy of all time. I can't even really think of a whole lot else to say about it, just because everything about this movie was so well done, and it was so fantastic, with my one real gripe being the Scarlet Spider. I just wish they had him do more, but everything about this movie was just fantastic. They did everything really, really, really well, and it's such a well put together story, even though it's almost 2.5 hours long, which, you know, something like Infinity War is also that long, but it feels a lot longer than that because it expands a lot more on the lore and the story of the Spider-Verse, whereas something like Infinity War was a lot of action and stuff like that. So I don't know, I digress. It was a really great, well put together story. So comment down below and tell me how you thought of Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. And if you enjoyed this video today, feel free to like and subscribe for future Marvel content, and I appreciate you for watching the video.